Hello, welcome to Granny Storytime. I've got a book today and it's called The Emperor and the Nightingale, illustrated by Lorena Alvarez, and it's retold by Rosie, Dickins. Now, I chose this book because of the colourful cover and I just thought it looked really interesting. The Emperor of China was very proud of his summer palace, and the pillars were made of porcelain and the roof gleamed of real gold. Now, I've got to say that this kind of reminds me of my tour of Japan too, the Golden Palace. The palace garden bloomed with rare flowers. Tiny bells tinkled in the breeze. One day, the emperor was reading about his palace and he read, "The palace boasts many wonders," and the emperor smiled to himself. "But the most wonderful of all is the song of the nightingale." "What?" snapped the emperor. "I've never heard of this nightingale. Bring it here at once." Unfortunately, none of his ministers or servants had heard of a nightingale either. They combed the distant meadows. They startled frogs out of their ponds. Ribbit, ribbit. At last, in the trees at the very edge of the garden, they heard a soft, sweet sound. It was a little brown bird. "Are you the nightingale?" they asked. "The emperor wants you to sing for him." "My song sounds best among the trees," said the nightingale. But she flew to the palace and sang her sweet, soft song. The emperor loved it so much that he begged her to stay and sing to him every day. The emperor gave the nightingale a fancy gold cage with fine silk and ribbons. "You shall have the very best of everything," he said. He invited musicians to play alongside her and scholars to write about her. A while later on the emperor's birthday, a gift arrived. It was a clockwork nightingale, glittering with golden jewels. If you turned a key in its side, it played a stiff clockwork tune. "How beautiful!" exclaimed the emperor. Dazzled, he had eyes for nothing else. The emperor played the clockwork nightingale every day and every night until one day he turned the key too hard to hear a sharp twang and then nothing. Some part of the clockwork had snapped and no one knew how to fix it. Now the emperor longed for the little brown bird, but she had long flown away. The servants searched high and low. This time no one could find her. The emperor was heartbroken. He took to his bed and stayed there. His room was full of silence and shadows, and the doctors feared that he was close to death. But then a sweet song drifted through the open window, and the darkness started to lift. The little brown bird had come back, and the emperor began to get better. "You are a true friend," he told her. "Please stay with me like before." "Not in a cage," replied the bird, "but I will make my nest in your garden, and I will visit you often." And she did. The Emperor and the Nightingale is based on the story by Hans Christian Andersen. He lived in Denmark in the 19th century and wrote many famous fairy tales. And this is just one of them. Sometimes, if something is meant for you, you've got to let it go to see if it comes back to you. And sometimes the beauty is in having it come and visit you. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story of the Emperor and the Nightingale. Thank you.